ready. Should be ready. And 3, 2, 1. All right, and welcome back. Another little pubcast going on for you as we get rid of this bottom bar. Take a look at both sides. The Radiant going with the Coddle Silencer, Sven, Doom, as well as the Bounty Hunter, which Doom Bounty Hunter combination we saw at Epicenter recently. Usually put up with, say, like a Tinker, but you use that track gold, you really try to accelerate on past that level 6. Once you do have that track, you get pretty aggressive, and they do have a lineup that can do so, especially if the Doom has a pretty decent lane. The other side on the Dire, they've gone Earthshaker into the Lich Dark Willow, which might even be core. I don't... actually, now that it's up here with the Lifestealer, it shouldn't be. They've sent the Puck mid, and it will be an offlane Earthshaker, so this should be interesting.
30 seconds to battle.
So, we'll have to see how these lanes kind of really show themselves. As the Coddle over bottom with the Sven might be pretty difficult for this Earthshaker. And then you take a look over towards top where it's Doom, Bounty, and Silencer at the moment. So interesting little tri-lane possibly going on where maybe they want to send the Silencer over bottom if the Doom's having a good lane, because you want him to get those levels. You don't really want him to have that slowed down farm, but they do start to trade a little bit over towards this top Bounty Rune, and there's the Bramble Maze getting thrown out. 2 Bounty Runes apiece, walks right through the Bramble Maze, not getting stopped by this Dark Willow, and is A-okay. So, about 10 seconds into this game, nothing happening, and we'll see what happens. Not exactly sure what region this is, although they are talking about streaming on a Chinese stream service, so that should be maybe a little bit of a hint. Who knows? So, it will be this Lich here with the Lifestealer. At least for now, the Dark Willow has come all the way around, so it is still that tri-lane. They look over at the Doom for a moment. Bramble Maze is not on cooldown anymore. Maybe even look to drop it. But lets the Doom retreat all the way back, get that salve off. Surprisingly enough, not really looking to commit to that Doom by throwing that Bramble Maze out there. And it's very interesting to see the Dark Willow kind of pull off the gas, especially with how hurt that Doom was. Could have put himself in a lot of trouble. No Scorched Earth, no Infernal Blade. Goes 1 on the Devour to start, which is something we haven't exactly been seeing. More either Infernal Blade or Scorched Earth, depending on your situation. When you're against a tri-lane, you do go for that Scorched Earth more often than not, but if you're against like a dual lane that you can handle, maybe a melee hero, you do grab that Infernal Blade. So we'll see what the deal is and see how this Doom does fare. He's not really even able to posture in lane. There's the Bramble Maze thrown down, walks around it, and again, is A-okay, but now the Bounty Hunter in a little bit of trouble, forced to use that Shadow Walk, and almost drops. So this lane, at least for right now, is going quite well, and I guess they have a coach in this game. Can I check if they had a coach in this game? No, I can't. But you take a look at the other lanes so far, and it's no surprise that the Sven is doing okay, not amazing, and then Puck's doing really well over mid against this Silencer, who's gone mid for them. I guess I should have realized that when I was announcing the teams, and I said it was a tri-lane top and a dual lane bottom and nobody over mid. Makes sense. But Silencer over mid should be decent against this Puck, especially if you could silence the Puck and have a rotation over, say something like the Bounty Hunter. But for right now, Bounty Hunter's still over towards this top lane, only level 1 still, and has been in this lane the entire time. So it's not even like he's roaming and he's not getting that experience. They do get that silence out of mana. Puck in a lot of trouble trying to run away. Now no longer stunned up or have the ability to get stunned up as the mana leak is no longer there. But very low gets the salve off and still able to stick in this lane. They don't want to dive that tier 1 tower, especially with the creep so far behind them. So I would say things are going well for the Dire top, not well mid, and bottom. You know, there's no death, so it's as good as it's probably gonna get. But as I say that, Stormhammer comes out. They should have Mana Leak to work with, which will stun him under the tower. But again, it's a situation where this Earthshaker is already a little bit too far back under this tier 1 tower, and you just don't want to make the dive.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, no deaths here in the first 4 minutes of the game. There is some aggression coming out from both sides, but at least for the moment, things are quite tame. Shadow Realm charged up by the Dark Willow. Hits relatively hard, and maybe if he had that Bramble Maze, might want to continue to go in on that, but doesn't have the Bramble Maze, doesn't have the ability to dive here. And with that Shadow Realm level 2 already outputting quite a bit of damage, and they do bring this Bounty Hunter over, he's got to be very careful. The Sentry Ward nearby in the lane, so he's staying in the right spot at the moment. But again, now Scorched Earth comes out. Bramble Maze drop down. If Doom gets locked in, he should be dead. They've got the Shadow Realm damage coming out. One more shot. First blood here coming for this Dark Willow. So 1-0 for the Dire is, and they do a good job of letting this Lifestealer kind of stay in lane, continue to just farm up, and they get the kills themselves. Puts this Doom behind already, which is not a spot you want to be in where you can continually be harassed. For right now, they've let the Sven stay over bottom by himself, which is a good move. He's, you know, he's a hero that can really sustain by himself. He's only up against an Earthshaker probably, but they might even look to go on the Coddle. Bramble Maze drop down again. Actually doesn't throw the Shadow Realm. And there's the Purge getting thrown out on the Dark Willow as they look for this Coddle for just a moment. The Mana Leak comes out on the Lifestealer. There's the slow throw from the Lich. Dark Willow has to continue to run away as the Scorched Earth just burning out this Dark Willow's health, getting him quite low, but gets behind that tier 1 tower. And again, it's another case of the Radiant not looking to dive, and they are kind of weak at the moment. Game still stays pretty tame overall. They're really hoping that Doom can possibly go into this Infernal Blade next. That would definitely help, but there's the open wounds. The Shadow Realm comes out. The slow thrown from the Lich. Another kill here. It's that Frost Blast that really does help, and they've got themselves a second kill the second time they take out this Doom. They'll TP him back over towards top. And they'll try and do this again, but while all this is happening over bottom, Sven just continuing to push, continue to farm, looking for that Mask of Madness. So about 7 minutes in, and the Radiant without a kill, but the farm is very nice here so far on the Sven, so if they can continue to just let him get that free farm, they should do quite nicely. As they do find themselves the Lich, the Purge is throwing the Frostblast out on the Doom, as well as the Bramble Maze. That'll lock in too. Illuminate thrown across the bow of the Dark Willow. Global Silence comes out as well, but the open wound's already thrown. They look back at this Lifestealer. They just don't have the damage to do anything, and now the Shadow Realm charged up. Might even look for the Doom, as this is Shadow Realm level 2 as well as a Bramble Maze level 2, but both are on cooldown. No more mana for the Dark Willow. Frostblast thrown into the Coddle. Everything kind of just going back and forth as now the Lifestealer with the Rage continues forward on the Coddle, gets himself a kill, and it's 3-0 here for the Dire, and Radiant, at least for right now, using quite a bit and having no answers. And nope, well, Shuriken toss from Bounty Hunter gets that revenge. So 3-1, and actually, surprisingly enough, Bounty Hunter level 4. So we'll see when he gets that level 6 over bottom. Ooh, Earthshaker taken out by this Sven, and Tries to use that salve. The Frost Blast comes out from the Lich. Uses the War Cry. Only level 1. Still continuing to get chased, but should be able to get out of there. Gets his first kill of the game. Pushes himself even closer to that Mask of Madness. So, there it is.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mask of Madness should be coming his way. Then the Treads. Doom level 3 while this Bounty Hunter is level 4. So he's sitting very far behind at the moment. Which is not great. Really would like to have that Doom having more levels, and he actually didn't go to the Infernal Blade. He went into the Scorched Earth, so it looks as though he's going to go heavy into the Scorched Earth. We'll see what he does in terms of getting Infernal Blade at some point. Uses the Devour, which I didn't use that entire game that I just played. But, who needs it, of course. Not serious comments, though. It is, yeah, especially with that talent, quite a bit of bonus gold, so. Does help keep that farm up. And bottom, Stormhammer, God Strength, Bramble Maze drop down. Actually doesn't lock in the Sven. The Shadow Realm Strike comes out onto the Bounty Hunter. And all of a sudden, this game is even at 3. And we're about 10 minutes in. Yeah, the Lifestealer has a little bit more farm than the Sven, but Sven rocking away with 2 kills already and pushing that tier 1, going for the tier 2. Might even look towards the Lich. Stormhammer thrown out, and here comes the puck, level 8. So, Illusory Orb jaunts to it. Dream Coil even used. We'll see if he's able to kill the Sven. Again, has to be very careful, especially if they silence this puck. Dream Coil never snaps, and they've got the silence. Look for one more shot. Don't find it. Illusory Orb over. Jaunts over across the river. Silencer still somehow alive. Sven hitting away. Silencer will eventually fall, of course. And now let's see if they can get more. They've got 4 heroes down here. Illusory Orb jaunting to it. There's the totem. Stuns him up. Silence from the Waning Rift. And Frostblast comes out. They finally get the kill. Fissure as well as the Dust now. Onto the Bounty Hunter. Could be 3 for him. Trying to TP out. And will be able to do so successfully. So, they end up trading 2 for 1.
Dire's top tower is under
But
attack.
in terms of where the net worth is and where it was, it's still about the same. Lifestealer going Phase Boots into straight Radiance. We'll see if that really does quite a bit of work for them. As Stormhammer comes out, and now the Global Silence. He doesn't have Rage anymore. If Sven grabs one more shot here, the Lifestealer could be in a lot of trouble. Finally, the Global Silence is gone. You still have Rage, my friend. And meanwhile, while that's happening, Dark Will is going to fall over towards this bottom shrine area. Okay. It's a little bit ridiculous. Bounty Hunter dies. Sven finally gets the kill on the Lich. Open wounds. Echo Slam? Okay. And they do kill the Sven, but okay. I don't exactly think that Echo Slam was worth it. Definitely quite unnecessary. Still not level 6 for this bounty. Really desperately looking for it, and with how close this game is, I think track would really help Radiant pull away, as they have been a little bit aggressive and could then really start to move up in terms of net worth lead. Doom, meanwhile, has hit that level 6, going Blade Mail first. Hits the boots, then the Blade Mail, not going into Phase Boots or anything. No drums, just straight Blade Mail. Finally has one in Infernal Blade. They look over at the Lifestealer, comes right by him, and Bounty Hunter thinking about using that Janata. Actually, Lifestealer just walks right by. And there's the Doom. When you don't use that Rage, you don't leave, you're in a little bit of trouble. And now Infernal Blade. Last word coming out, Illuminate, and all of a sudden, Lifestealer is just dead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, just kind of drops there. Yeah, Doom's used, but that's a kill to get the top of the net worth hero, and that's the Lifestealer. So, They look over towards top. They look to take a tier 1 tower. Again, all the while, Sven is just continuing to free farm, looking for that Echo Saber next. On the side of the Dire, however, he did have that Sacred Relic, and was the recipe on the courier? No, I don't believe so. But he does have the Sacred Relic, and it has queued up Medallion and Sanjanyasha. I would assume he's going to look to finish this Radiance before he does any of that, but he doesn't have the Radiance recipe queued up anymore, so it's definitely going to be interesting. Sentry Ward is there. There's the Dust Bramble Maze. Bounty Hunter. Easy kill there, as he is under Sentry Ward vision and gets completely annihilated by himself, so just ripped apart. A little terrorize action. Global Silence comes out a little bit too late, so Doom gets pushed away. They start to look forward, but again, it's just not that easy when you do get that terrorize out and the Global Silence comes out late. So it's got to be a little bit quicker. Your team's got to be moving forward, and unfortunately in that spot they're not. But they look over towards the Lifestealer, who starts to hit away at this Kato, gets that nice ulti from the Lich, which bounces around on these neutrals into the Doom. And it's a double kill for Lich all of a sudden. So 10-7. And Dire doing a good job of really keeping this game close. And it's especially due to the fact that the Lifestealer's got some decently nice farm above the Sven. Full 1,000 net worth ahead. He's going to push over mid. You've got 4 heroes here top, which I don't know how much I'm a fan of from the Radiant, as you might want to split up, get a little bit of farm here and there. So again, they move forward with this Bounty Hunter. Sentry Ward is obvious as they take out that Observer, and Bramble Maze on too. Place another sentry, still in vision. Illusory Orb comes over. There's the Waning Rift. Dream Coil on 2. They follow it up. The track comes out on the Dark Willow, but here is the nice little ulti. The Bedlam coming through. That's 2 kills, 3 kills for the Dire. And they clean up. The warding has just been on point from this Dire team, and they might even look to try for this Sven over mid, who's pushing, but not finding much of anything. They've already used Dream Coil. Bramble Maze, I believe, would still be on a little bit of cooldown if you had TP'd immediately. And the Stun of the Fissure is all they kind of have. So Sven, not a lot of lockdown here for the Dire, but if worked well in succession, they have enough for at least 1 or 2 people. And they've got the Dream Coil too to follow that up, so we'll see what they can do with that. But Dire have a 2,000 net worth lead. Earthshaker playing this very sketchily, as he continues to just farm up in the jungle. He's looking for that Blink Dagger, really looking to land that Blink Echo. He did throw the Echo in the last fight. They're 2,000 net worth ahead. Puck, Veil, Arcane Boots, Blink Dagger next there. 3 heroes, and there's the Dust. You knew he's just following him. Illusory Orb, Bramble Maze, Shadow Realm. Not even going to throw out the strike from it, but it's obvious movements from the Bounty Hunter. You hit that puck, you're shadowing him basically. The rest of your team's not even there, and you do end up falling, so. Over top, Fissure, not even necessary as Lifestealer runs down the Doom. They're really starting to pull away, and that's the problem. Where, yeah, you're going to have that track, you're going to look for those kills, but if you can't get any kills to take advantage of that track, what's the point even? TP over towards top. That'll be the bounty hunter. Doom back alive. They'll set up on the side. Sven here with the Kato, but they have vision. They've got the ward. There's the Shadow Realm. Bramble Maze on the back. Stormhammer comes out on two, as well as the God Strength. That's going to be 3 kills going the way of the Radiant. They do a great job of just locking in these heroes and taking them out. He goes into a neutral. This should be... Infest pop to kill the bounty hunter, staying way too close to that. Also takes out the Kato. He's going to try and make this worth it by grabbing the silencer, but the Stormhammer comes in. There's the last word. Infernal Blade with the Scorched Earth burning. And that'll finally pop. They'll take themselves 4.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under
So,
attack.
big change of gold there. And Sven, 4-2 and 4, grabbing a couple of kills in that fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ooh, Dark Willow, Puck. I'm pretty sure they still have Dream Coil to work with. Never got it out in the last fight. And they do. There's the Illusory Orb. Veil. The Stormhammer and the damage again from the Sven. Waning Rift. There's the Dream Coil. The damage is just nowhere near enough. And they have no follow-up to this. Dark Willow's coming. There's the Illusory Orb. Frost Blast, but God Strength again. And ooh, Chain Frost. Let's see where it bounces if it just hits the Sven. Gonna put him in a little bit of trouble as they have the Shadow Realm from the Dark Willow. Terrorize comes out. Still alive, but the track is through. And there's the Mana Leak. Stuns him up. Shuriken tossed across. And they will probably lose their Kato, but they at least get 1 track kill. Blade Mail popped. Looks over. Doom onto this Lifestealer. Again, they've got track to work with, and Doom drops, but they get the kill. Now they look over the Bounty Hunter. Fissure hits. That cleans up the Silencer, and they look over the Bounty Hunter. This could just be a full team wipe all of a sudden. So they lose 4. Track gold's nice, but with the kills that the Dire got, they were okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
21 minutes in, 3,000 net worth lead, and Dire looking good. They just gotta try and keep the Lifestealer alive. He does have that Radiance going for the SNY. In a pretty decent spot overall, as is this Puck, who has that Blink Dagger now. So,
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
as for the Sven, he's going into the BKB. I would say maybe go for a Blink. Not the worst thing in the world. Silencer Orchid. He's okay, but his form's not amazing. Again, trying to work with that track. And then Doom into the phase boots after the Blade Mail. So we'll see. Dream Coil was used. And with the Frost Blast and everybody here, they'll get the kill, taking out Kato, who's died 6 times. So just overall being wiped from the map constantly, to a point where he's not really able to make anything happen, and that farm is decently low. Again, working with possibly that track is going to boost him up where you'd like to have him get that axe, but you usually see Kato in more of a 4 position. But he's sitting here in the 5 with the Bounty Hunter in this game. Blink, Waning Rift, Illusory Orb, but the haste is on this Bounty Hunter. Maybe a Yules should come out from the Puck. Infest onto the Earthshaker. As the Echo Slam, might look for a Blink Echo. That comes through. Fissure, Global Silence. Ooh, Blinding Light from the Kato, trying to keep the Sven alive under this tower. Will try to run, uses the God Strength, in fact. And now the Illuminate hits onto all 4 of these heroes, pushing over mid. And with the Sentry Ward and the Chain Frost, they'll find one. Curse Crown onto the Kato, nowhere near his tower, and that's another kill for them. They will lose the Dark Willow to the tower or the Radiant, but 3 dead. And they all die on that Radiant side. Infernal Blade, Blade Mail, Doom out onto the Lifestealer. No longer muted. Here comes the Rage, continuing to chase. Open wounds. That's going to be a 4th. So, all of a sudden,
Radiant's
you know,
middle tower is under attack.
Dire's just pulling away with this game. Sven's just not doing enough for this team, in my opinion. And yeah, it looked good early, but they're really pulling away on the Dire, and I don't exactly know the way back in for the Radiant. I think they need to find their kills, use that track, bump up that gold, hopefully, but they're not winning these fights. They're getting 1 or 2 kills. Sven has to do a better job, and as well as the rest of the team. They're banking on an Orchid from Silencer. Maybe Rod of Atos would have been the better call, but from there he's going into the Hurricane Pike.
Invisibility.
The warding too has been very nice from the Dire. The sentries, the observers, all on point. So, let's see if they're setting up, because they have Infest. They don't have Echo Slam? No, they do. Okay, it's back up. This should be a shrine, and is there smoke? No. But it's on in the stash, so we'll see if they even wait for it. I don't know if they necessarily have to. They're just up ahead enough where they could really just take the fights to the Radiant. And I don't know what they're going to do, honestly. So, they pop the Infest. They're not going to look for this fight at the moment, as they don't find anybody in the jungle, but that leaves Sven with BKB now on his own accord over towards top. Silencer finally has the Orchid again, looking for that Hurricane Pike, and Bounty Hunter nearby will catch a glimpse of all these heroes coming over bottom from the Dire. So we'll see if they're looking to fight, but nice dust, and with the Fissure, Frost Blast, Bramble Maze, everything here. And all of a sudden, Dire, they find themselves Bounty Hunter again. Yeah, their tier 2's getting pushed, but it's another kill, and they could push bottom, but they choose not to. The Global Silence comes out, looking for that Blink Echo, but Global Silence hits, and he's going to fall. Now, the damage as well as the BKB is coming out onto the Lifestealer. They don't have enough just yet. Ooh, Shockwave hits him, but the Infest is through onto the Dark Will. They lose themselves too. Terrorize thrown out onto the Sven. Puck with the Doom will drop, and Radiant so far looking really good. They just don't have a blink to catch up at the moment to either to the Dark Will or the Lifestealer.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So, 28 to 18. Radiant are still pushing. They're looking for the tier 3 possibly. See what he's able to get. Brings it down to about half health. Bedlam. I mean, it's such a low cooldown. Honestly, no reason not to use it. Sven just continuing to farm away, and it's back to even. Let's take a look. It was a 6,000 net worth lead here for the Dire. They lose that. About 75% on the win pot probability. Now even at 50. Have to be very careful. Blink forward, maybe looking for a Dream Coil of some sort. No Illusory Orb to go forward again. And that's unfortunate, because maybe you find a Dream Coil on a couple of these heroes and clean up quite well. But Sven now level 20. 5 seconds on the Stormhammer cooldown. So now it's just an 8-second cooldown. Which I don't know if I like that. I do like the lifesteal better. 25% is quite nice. So obviously already got the Mask of Madness. But oop. Here they come. The silence comes out. Global silence is there. The Lotus Orb purging off the silence. And now Echo Slam. That'll come through as well as the Terrorize. Illusory Orb forward. Waning Rift. Blinding Light. BKB. The damage is heavy. God Strength is used. He's staying alive. Trying to kill something. And will drop. So they take out the Sven. And this is going to go the Dire's way. Illusory Orb. Waning Rift. Buyback from the Sven. He has to be very careful. There's the Stormhammer. Will take out the puck. And 2 die on the side of the Dire, but they force the buyback of the Sven. And that is the biggest part. So 31-20. Where'd that Lotus Orb come in? Just on himself. Okay. I didn't realize that. Nice little basic dispel there. So Sven back alive after that buyback. Sets him back a little ways, but nothing too crazy. And ooh, Lifestealer. Stormhammer, Lincoln's popped as well as the Rage. Track comes out, so they have vision. We'll see if they're going to catch him coming around the bend. Now they infest. So they know he just infested because he's been tracked up. Unless they use that Lotus Orb on him. And there's the blink forward with the Fissure. They'll grab the Silencer. Look for more. Terrorized, but the BKB has been popped. And they find the Stormhammer that's going to hit on 2 as well as the God Strike coming out from Sven. They look for more. Is coming around the back. Will be this puck. Waning Rift. Dreamcoil on 2. Chain Frost. This is a good combo. Curse Crown bouncing back and forth. But they've already lost 3. The trades come through. Can Sven stay alive? The answer is no. And he's now dead for 102 seconds after buyback from the last fight. So Guardian Greaves comes out. We'll see. I mean, they're without the Sven. There's no reason that when these supports are up, or even now, just go for Roche. No Sentry Ward. No vision, but there's the scan. They have the dust. Have to be careful. Silence comes through as well as the Illuminate. Now they try to evacuate the tower. Scorched Earth popped early as well as the Blade Mail. Dreamcoil on 2. Veil thrown as well as the Illusory Orb over the top. They'll look for the Illuminate. There's the blink. Comes in the Echo Slam with the Chain Frost triple kill. Everybody dead here on the Radiant side. They do lose the Lifestealer, but they will, in fact, get this Roche. So there it is, 38-24, 3,000 net worth lead, nothing crazy, but the Sven just not there for 2 minutes, just about. So they're really falling behind this Lifestealer, who's now got 17,000 net worth. Yeah, he dropped in that last fight, but his team really pulling ahead, and now have this Aegis to play with. Which they probably would have liked on the Lifestealer, but they'll take it. At least the Radiant right now, it just, they're heavily relying on the Sven who's going for the Daedalus, which is fine. And they are getting these kills, but more heroes, in my opinion, need to stay alive. I think the Shadow Blade's going to be nice here for the Doom. If you get a Doom off on, say, the Puck or the Lifestealer, the 2 most important heroes to grab it on, and all these heroes staying alive in an exchange, or most of these heroes staying alive in an exchange where track is really thrown out there, and they can bring their gold right back. They're only down 5,000 net worth, which for a bounty hunter game is not that bad. They need to really progress on their items. Their net worth is too heavily favored for just the Sven. So if they could really find some farm all over the place. I know the Silencer desperately wants this Hurricane Pike, but He's only got 10 stolen intelligence. He's not really staying in these fights at the moment. He's just going to fall off even harder. So we'll see. Again, they just need to stay alive. The Doom is really the key element here. If he's able to throw that Doom, has the ensnare at the moment, with Shadow Blade should be able to really make something happen. It just... The Radiant don't have a lot of answers. Their team fight's not that great. Yeah, the Global Silence is cool, but... No, it just isn't enough. These Echo Swims have been on point, as well as the Dream Coil, the Chain Frost. The team fight of the Dire is really nice. When everything's off cooldown, everything works out. Blink, Infest Pop. They'll look for the Coddle. Bramble Maze, Open Wounds. There's the one more shot to come out. Nice fissure. That's onto the Sven, but I don't find anything more at the moment. As there's the Stormhammer BKB. That's an early BKB. They find the Bounty Hunter. This BKB is going to run out before he even gets close to anybody. He does finally rip through. Global Silence comes out, so that's perfectly timed. But now the Dream Coil, after the Lotus Orb purges the Silence, Illusory Orb over the top, takes out another, but here's the Chain Frost. Sven goes down again, as well as the Doom, popping the Aegis of this puck, and now there's the Shrine, but this Silencer's not going to survive. It will be a team wipe for the Dire. BKB just popped way too early. That's 2,000 more gold in the favor of the Dire.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, with that, they should be able to push a little bit onto this Tier 2 tower. They are pushing mid as well. That forces the Coddle to try and defend, which leaves the top lane open.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
124 for this Lifestealer. Really just doing an outstanding job. There's the Yules I said puck needed. It's good for mana leak and track and everything. So. About 36 minutes into the game, 8,000 net worth lead here for the Dire. And really for the Radiant, again, these fights just have to go better. They're falling apart. The BKB used too early from this Sven. Now 6 seconds. He doesn't have a lot of play anymore. So he's going to have to rely on really, I would say almost popping the BKB, getting in close enough where he can throw this Stormhammer, hitting on multiple heroes with the Cleave and the God Strength, finding a couple of kills. Because if he doesn't find it within that BKB timing, it's just not going to happen. So, it's a very desperate situation for them. MKB finished here for the Lifestealer. See, yeah, track, that's nice. And Lotus Orb used pretty early. Illuminate will fly. The phase shift avoids it. There's the war cry getting used early. I do think this Sven desperately needs a blink. There's the illusory orb. The sentry placed down. Global Silence comes out. Now they got to make something happen. This is where they need to make their move. But the Dream Coil comes out on 3. There's the Chain Frost. And look at this. It just falls apart so easily. 3 heroes dead. Sven tries to clean something up. Triple kill here for the Lich. The Yule's used to keep the puck alive. They look over at the Sven. Illusory orb over the bow. There's the bad one. The damage is out. And they should be able to get this kill, and they only lose 1, and that will be the Earthshaker Ultra kill for the Lich. And it might even be a full team wipe. Rampage for the Lich. Are you kidding? A Lich Rampage. How often do you see that? And that is just the team fight showing itself for the Dire. And this is 12,000 net worth up. This match is practically over.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, how many times do you really see a Lich get a Rampage?
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
So they take the tier 3. They'll take the mid set of racks. Bottom. Silence comes out. They look over mid. There's the Dark Willow in a little bit of trouble. But they take out the Doom again. He's not able to make anything happen. Sven comes over. There's the Bramble Maze. Locks him in. And Lich gets another kill. He's 19, 6, and 21. Oh, my lord.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Are we going to see Lich level 25? That would actually be nuts.
Radiant's
How often do you see
shrine
that?
has fallen.
So, 21,000 net worth lead up. And that rampage from the Lich looking oh so nice. They grab the mid set of racks. Over bottom, they take the tier 3, do damage to these racks as the melee will heal up slowly but surely. And bottom, all of a sudden, silencer dead again. This is a mid silencer that's just having a sad moment. It's 2, 11, and 13. Games like this just happen, unfortunately, and I don't know about that. Bounty Hunter showing himself again. He just hasn't learned as the dust comes through. There's the Bramble Maze, Bedlam. Blinding Light keeps alive the Bounty Hunter, but hey, I'm Life Stealer and I'm still in your face now, and now you're dead. Stormhammer comes out. 3 heroes alive here for the Radiant, but the push will stay on as they do have the Echo Slam to work with. Woo boy. They do want to get back. They don't want to set up to get hit by this Echo. And they are really setting up for it. Blink, Echo, Infest, Pop, Fissure comes through. Shadow Realm, Terrorize, but he's got the BKB. Now trying to turn with the God Strength. Stormhammer comes out on the Lich. He said enough of that, but he's already gone. Dead for 2 minutes. They'll take out the Dark Willow, but they lose everything. And this is looking like the game. Just absolutely getting slaughtered here. And oh boy, a little Hex action from your Lich. And where do you even go? You're going to lose this bottom set of racks. So let's see if they start to go top and take out the Mega Creeps. Or take out the racks for Mega Creeps. Silence, Puck's here, Lotus Orb, Blinding Light pushes him back. Here's the Hex. Dream Coil actually misses. And the Illusory Orb, oh boy, Force Staff, gotta watch out. But now has the Dagon. Toying with their food, we've seen this go wrong before. Mana leak on the Kato after the Lotus Orb is used. Puck just making space. Actually loses all his mana now, stunned up. Has to be careful. Track applied. Needs it for the Illusory Orb as he is silenced up. Continuing forward, there's the Janata phase shift. Should be able to survive. I mean, this would be shocking, to say the least, if he does end up dropping. Lotus Orb used. Just a moment. Blink away. Okay, never mind. Illusory Orb, and there's the jaunt into the trees. Force Staff forward. Arcane Curse. Still looking for the Puck. The chase is on, but it's finally over.
Behold.
Or it was Curse of the Silent at some point, right? Still infested. It's a pretty long fissure. Dagon 5, yeah? And there it is. Looking for the Echo. There's the smoke. They don't have the vision, but the fissure hits. Force Staff forward. Still looking for the Echo. Finds it on the silencer, but Stormhammer on 4! Are you kidding? God Strength comes out. Down goes the Dark Willow. Chain Frost bouncing around as the Dream Coil is there. They take out the Sven, so they've taken out the only damage that they really have. Full team wipe once again here for the Dire. And that should... That right there. There it is. That should finally be the end. 32,000 net worth lead. They are going to glyph, try and hold on. Should be megas.
Radiant's top tower is under Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top barracks are under
Go after Melee racks, they'll take that out.
Has fallen.
Almost a level 25 Lich. Just want to see it for a moment.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen. The Dire now
So it
have
is now Megas. So the creeps will push in and Mules from the puck. Illusory Orb away. Lifestealer backing off for some reason. There's the Dream Coil. Might snap, but it will snap inside as well, so he should be okay. He doesn't even need to snap. It really... And there's the Rage. There's the Global Silence. It all comes out, but the damage is too much. Continuing in, there's the Chain Frost, but ensnared up. This is a problem. As the Lifestealer dies, puck might be next. Level 25 takes the 30 HP regen with the Frost Armor, or Ice Armor.
Radiant's middle tower
Hex.
attack.
Frost Blast, Blink, Fissure. Blade Mail is out here for the Doom. They've got the Storm Hammer. The damage, it's heavy. Echo Slam comes out, but no follow-up. Your Lifestealer is dead, and they've lost the tier 4, but they hold for now,
Radiant's middle
at least.
tower under attack.
It's tier 4 getting low. 3 heroes here. They'll wait for the Lifestealer, who could buy back realistically. I mean, no reason not to just finish this game. At least at this point.
A prize.
Just trying to clean up these creeps. And again, you take a look at the Silencer, just how far behind he is. Still doesn't have this Hurricane Pike that he's been looking for all game. I don't even know if at this point Radiant do have a win condition. I guess it would be hold past Mega Creeps, win 8 fights. Good luck. GG. But we'll see. Maybe they pull it out. Who knows? Oop. Damage from invisibility. It's a kill for Puck on that Doom. E-Blade Dagon. Deadly. Deadly. Greed there from the Earthshaker. Roche is here. Ripe for the taking.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Puck's just going around getting kills at this point as they do go for Roche, pick up the Aegis and the Cheese. And here we go.
Is under attack.
Infest again. Into the Earthshaker, has the Echo Slam. Creeps are invading both top and bottom. And these are Megas,
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
who don't have a portrait? Yeah, I guess they don't have portraits because of the new update to the creeps. So 38,000 net worth lead here for the Dire. Tier 4 goes down. The Ancient exposed. They'll look for something. It is nighttime. Vision may not be there for him. They want to go in, blink, or no, Force F blink, Echo Slam. Now they look over the Sven. One more shot. There's the Dagon. Down he goes for 100 seconds. Global Silence does come out. It's just a little bit too late. Force Staff to the back of the well. Lifestealer looking. And they pop the Aegis. Have to be very careful. They will finally kill the Bounty Hunter. And Lifestealer is still in a bad way. I don't know what that TP is about, but Lifestealer probably going to drop here again. But actually gets the Infest. There's the GG. The well goes down. Or the Ancient goes down. And the Dire finally win it. It's a nice little 47-minute game there. Nothing too crazy. But let's get that up and running on my YouTube channel ASAP. Let's do that right now.